Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and the green connected circles on the screen may tell you who one of the constructors today is. The other one is featured recently, so it was about a month ago I did a Sudoku puzzle and it did give me great joy. And then much more recently I did a collaboration between Sudoku and Marty Sears, and that was great too. But today Sudoku has teamed up with Samu Piano, who's become notable lately for dabbling in split peas, a new constraint with it's not quite a look and say feel to it. It's a concatenation feel. Anyway, I will explain the rules of this puzzle in a few moments. Don't forget that our next hunt is coming out on the 1st of January. It is Blobs' unbelievable Lord of the Rings Part 2. It's going to be amazing. There are 19 puzzles. There, I told it. I told you. 19, honestly. But you can get through it. It's going to be a real challenge for the new year. I think a lot of people are going to take it up. The story is wonderful. The way that the puzzles connect with the story. The artwork is literally out of this world. And I can use that phrase for real. It's going to be good. So check out our Patreon. There's Simon's Long Solves, my crosswords and connections videos. There's other content every now and then. Loads going on Patreon. And our apps, of course. Many things going on, including Line Sudoku, but also Fog of War, which is our most recent one. Very popular app. Loads of value in the apps. Great way to pass the time around Christmas or in the new year. And of course, what else have we got going on? We've got our merchandise. There's a link under the video. SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, George the Toad's new website. Check it all out. It's great fun. To associate yourself with the channel, do as much Sudoku as you can. You will be rewarded in your brain. And where else? Where is better? I can't make your heart feel better, but I can make your brain feel better by encouraging you to do more Sudoku. Okay, let's have a look at the rules of Erbsenzähler by Sudoku and Samu Piano. And I looked up Erbsenzähler, and I believe it means counting peas, which I ought to have been able to guess and didn't begin to. Right, let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And now there's only one more rule. Split peas. The sum of the digits on a line, strictly between two circles. So let's take this line first of all. The sum of these digits in the yellow cells is equal to a concatenation of the two values of the circles in some order. So let's imagine that these were 4 and 5. Then the sum of these cells would be either 45 or 54. That's what that means. Concatenation is a long word, but it explains a very simple concept. In fact, the rules give an example. For instance, 3, 3, 4, 6, 1, like here, I suppose that, here that could go in, 3, 3, 4, 6, 1. Would be a valid split P line, as that sum is 13, which is made up of those digits. So that's how it works. That is split P's. And we've got, we do have another rule, and it's very important. And it will account for these loose P's that are not on a line. Counting circles. A circle digit indicates exactly how many circles contain that digit. And of course, this also includes the circles which are in the split P lines. For example, if a 3 appears in a circle, then there are 3 3s in the puzzle in circles. That's what that means. So those are the rules. They're not too difficult to understand, especially if you've done either counting circles or split P's before. They've never been mashed up into one. That reminds me of the old schoolboy joke. People would come up to you and say, do you want more crisps, when you were eating a packet of crisps? And you'd go, oh yeah. And they'd grab your pack and scrunch it up so you had more crisps. The other way to do that is, do you want fewer peas? And they'd smoosh your peas on the plate. Childish humour, but it appeals to me. Christmas cracker jokes. Let's have a look at Erbsenzähler. I think, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce German. One of those pronunciations is right. Let's get cracking. Okay, so count the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I was tempted to say zwölf, but imagine if that's not 12 in German. There are 12 circles. And the thing we know about the circles is whatever the discrete digits, the different digits that we put in these circles will add up to 12. And that's because if, for instance, 6 was in one of them, 6 would be in 6 of the circles, and that would have used up 6 of the circles and leave a remainder of 6, which might be 4 4s and 2 2s, or 3 3s, 2 2s, and 1 1. Anyway, the numbers we put in the circles will add up to 12, the different numbers. And they could, well, yeah, that is interesting. There are at least 3 different ones, according to box 4, which isn't surprising. I do like to wonder about what the maximum digit is. Like, I noticed that there are 2 boxes that have no circles in. So I'm going to say 7 is the absolute maximum digit. Could 7 be in a circle if there was 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there? No, we've only got 2 columns here. So I can stop counting that as 3 boxes, but count those circles as providing a maximum 2. And then I've got 4 boxes left. So I think 6 is the maximum digit that could go in a circle. However, actually, I'm not sure that with this split P rule that is going to be the best way to try and narrow down what digits do go in circles. I'm thinking we can probably find somewhere where there's got to be a 1 in a circle. Well, not probably, but possibly. These 3 digits could add up to 24. That's 4, that's 3, aha. Right. Both this pair in yellow and this pair in purple cannot add up to more than 17 because they're 2 different digits in the same box, the same region. Therefore, one of these 2 circles must be a 1 and one of these 2 circles must be a 1. And we're only allowed to put 1 1 in a circle in this puzzle by the counting circles rule. So it's got to be in the circle that is jointly shared. There's our first digit. That is a 1. Now I'm going to try and find places where 2s have to go. We might, I mean, I don't know. We might not find anywhere. This could be up to a 7. This could be up to a 7 based on that line. Right, let's go here. This line must have a 2 on one end or the other because the most they can add up to is 24 and we're not allowed to put a 1 in a circle anymore. This one could be 9, 8, 7 and another 9. It could just get to a 3, but no, that would mean either 31 or 30. We can't use 31 as a split P sum because we've had the 1 in a circle already. We couldn't use 30 because it uses a 0, which is not a Sudoku number. So this pair also has to have a 2 in a circle. And this one, well, yeah, this has to have a 2 in a circle as well. 9 and 9 and 8 is 26. That's the maximum it could be. So that group has a 2 in one of the circles. Still, look at this one as well. There's a 4th one. This is getting a bit weird on me now. That 27 is the maximum of that with 3 9s. So one of those circles is a 2. And one of these circles is a 2. So if we made that a circle, orange would need a circle, and then light blue couldn't get one. So that is not a 2. So that is the end of the purple that is a 2. And that deals with purple and light blue. Now we need to deal with both orange and yellow. They must share the other 2 there. Remember, we can only put 2 2s in the circles, and we found them. Right, now I'm thinking about the total of 12. We've got 9 more in digits to put in there, and that's either 3, 6 or 4, 5. We can't use 3 different digits to get there. So there are only 2 more digits to apportion. Yes, there must be, well, I don't know now. I was going to say there must be cells where 39 is the maximum, but actually we've got a low digit onto every line apart from this one, I think, already. So what's this got? 987 and 98. That actually gets quite big. 24, 32, 41. Again, that's not quite big enough to not have a 3 on. Oh, well, there's our answer. I think that's right. Let me just check the maximum again then. 987 is 24, plus an 8 and a 9 is 32, 41. 41 cannot fly because it would use a 1. 40 would use a 0. We can't use a 1 or a 2 in the circles, so we must use a 3 in one of those. And therefore 3 is also a digit in this puzzle, in the circles in this puzzle. And now we know that 12 minus 1, 2 and 3 leaves 6. So every other circle in the puzzle is 3 or 6. And that's a pair, and that's a pair, but we're only allowed 3 threes. Okay, there must be one on this line somewhere because of the total that we calculated. There must be one in box 4, and there must be one in box 8. And therefore these other circles cannot have a 3 in, and those must be 6s. And now that makes this a 3 by Sudoku. That makes this a 6 by the counting circles rule. And then we're left with 2 undecided pairs. And that'll make up the count of 6 6s and 3 3s. And this is strictly logical, I feel. So we're away. Right, 23 for this total makes it a 986 triple. 16 for this one makes it a 9-7 pair. This could be a 9-7 pair if that's a 6, or it adds up to 13. Don't know the answer. This one, I was going to say, how's it only going to add to 23? It's going to add to 32 instead, isn't it? The maximum, no, I'm quite wrong. It's definitely going to add to 23. The maximum for these 3 digits is 4, 5, 7. Oh, no, hang on. I can place 2 in this box by Sudoku. Hooray! So these could be 7 and 5 at the maximum. That gives us 14 there, plus a 9 there. That's exactly the 23 that we need. This line maxes out with a 7, 5 and a 9 there. So this line is done. I think I might be vulgar enough to tick off the lines that are done. So that pink one is done. That pink one is done. This one is done. And that will leave me looking at the lines that remain to work out. This one is 36. Now with 987, that would leave these adding up to 12. Oh look, I can put a 6 in this column. Sudoku again. Excellent. Let's look at 6s in fact. I think they might yield some fruit, or peas in this case. One of those is a 6, one of these 4. No, okay, I think I'm done with 6s already. Right, let's look at this group. Now, I speculated earlier that that could be 998, making 26. That is the only way you could make 26, but now you can no longer put a 9 here. So this must be a 23. Just checking my maths, I think it's right. This adds up to 23. Now, we've used 8 and 9 in columns 7 and 8 once already, so we can only use them a maximum of 1 more time. And I was about to say, so we must use 1 9 and 1 8 and a 6, and I've just realised you can't put a 6 on this line, so I must have missed a repeat proposition. We can't repeat 9 or 8. So I think we must repeat 7 here, and that must give me a number here when I deduct 14 from 23 that I can write in here. That is a 9, isn't it? So that line has been done, and it does work. which is a relief because I thought for a second it wasn't going to work. That's a 9-8 pair. That's a 1-4 pair. This is lovely, this puzzle, because it looks really quite intractable at first, and then it turns out it's not. Just when you think you're all by yourself, you're not, as the theme music to Kate and Ali used to say. Right, I need to look at another line. I've got 4 lines left, and I haven't really studied this one, which I think is going to add up to 23 or 26. Better not rule out 32 as a possibility. So the maximum for these two cells is 7 and 5. That's 12, plus 6 is 18. This needs to be at least 5 to get up to 23. But it could be an 8 and get us up to 26. I've also got these 3 to consider, but almost all of them could be 9s, so we could get up to 26 there. Maybe it's time to do Sudoku instead. Yeah, let's have a look at some Sudoku. We've got a 7 X-wing, so the 7 in row 1 is definitely on this line. Now that gets interesting. Now we've got 6 and 7 is 13 and 2 other digits that aren't 7 to get to either 23 or 26. I think I'm ruling out 32 now as a possibility because they can't add up to 19. So we had 13. The 2 other digits either add up to 10 without using 6, 7 or 2. They would have to be 9, 1. Or they add up to 13 without using 6 or 7. Then they would be 9, 4 or 8. No, yeah, 9, 4 or 8, 5. So this is 9 or 8 because 9 and 8 are ruled out of here. Now, how did I work this? If it was 23, this is 7, 1. If it's 26, 13 and another 13, it's either 8, 5 or 9, 4. So none of those are a 3. So the 3 in the box goes there. Just rechecking that. Yes, if this was 7, 3, plus 6, you're up to 16. To get to 26 or 23, you'd need a 10 or another 7 here, and both of those are equally implausible, unlikely, and impossible. Right, so we got the 3 placed, and then there's going to be another 3 in one of those cells, not there because of the 3, 6 pair, that didn't get resolved here. 3, 2, 7, 6. These are from 1, 4, 5, 8, 9. That's not very interesting. Oh, there's also a 2 in those cells. 2, 3, 7, 9, 6. So these are from 4, 5, 8 because they can't be 1. Ah, that's ruled out 5, 8 as a pair adding to 13. This also can't be 6, 7 as a pair adding to 13. So it's now either 9, 4 to add to 13 or 9, 7 to add to 16. So there's definitely a 9 in one of those cells. Oh, I suppose I'm going to have to think about this one as well. 23 or 26, but 26 seems very... Well, no, now this can't be a 9 and that can't be a 9. Actually, what can this be? This can be 8 or 9. 8, 8, 8. Oh, okay. How would this be 26? The maxima are 9. Oh, no, it could be. Well, it can't have a 6 on it. In fact, there is a 6 now in one of those 2 cells. We're left with an X-wing on 6s. I might have a think about the 36 line in a minute, but it's not appealing. Anyway, there can't be a 6 on this line. To get to 26, which is quite... Oh, 26 is a very high number. It would need to be 9, 8, 9, which would have to go 9, 8, 9 because of that 9. And that is not possible because 9 there and 8 there would kill that cell off. That's lovely. So this is not 26, this is 23. And this is 26. And these don't have a 1 in, and that's not the easy deduction. The easy deduction is that this is a 9-4 pair. And that means this is a 5-8 pair. This is 1 or 4. Look, there's a 5, 7, 8, 9 quad in the row. It's true. 1, 4, 9, 6, 3. These remaining cells are 2, 5, 7, 8. Now, I still need to get to 23 on this line. So I'm not going to use a 2 because that would leave 21 in the other cells. This can't be 2, 3, 6, or 7. If I was to use a 5 even, these would both have to be 9, and that one can't be. So this is 8 or 9, and that's a pair. In order to find a pair in a puzzle about peas. I was going to say they're both looking at that digit, but they're not. Yeah, that confused me. When I was postulating 9 and 8 there, they were both looking at that. But these two can be the same again now because we've reduced this to 23. Now, what can this digit be? The maximum here is 17. We need at least a 6 there, but it can't be 6. It also can't be 9. So that is 7 or 8. Now, the minima here at 875 is 20. The maxima are 988. Again, 9, 8 won't work. They can't be 9 and 8 because that breaks this cell. So 16 is the maximum total of those. And now this has to be at least a 7. Wow, so that can't be a 2 by Sudoku. So we've reduced the possibilities without actually killing anything off here. Here's another 5, 7, 8, 9 quad. And that makes this a 1-4 pair in the row. And that takes 4 out of these cells. And that's going to tell me what this is by adding up the line. 18 plus 8 is 26. That's an 8. That's a 9, which isn't taking the degrees of freedom. However, that 8 and 9 are going to sort out the 8, 5, 7, 9 quadruples that we were finding in rows 2 and 3. There they go. Excellent. This is good fun. Now, column 1, that is a naked 2. It sees 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 in the column, 3, 7 in the row. That's a 2. The other digits, well, this is a 3 in the corner because it sees a 7 in one of those cells. Oh, Christmas 3, oh, Christmas 3. Why are you so good at sitting there? Right. These are from 1 to 4 and definitely include a 2. Now, I am still putting off the moment when I have to study this line and figure it out. This line, oh no, I can do this one now. That's so strange. Once that became a 9, these add up to 14, and that makes them a 7 pair. Ah, that's so strange. But it's good. It's good for the solving. Okay, so, oh, come on, man up. Have a look at this line. 9, 8, 6 are now the maxima here. Although none of these digits can actually be a 6. In fact, that's the last 6 in the grid. So 9, 8, 5 are now the maxima. That's 22. These have to add up to at least 14. And they're not allowed to use 6 or 7. If they were 14, that would be 9, 5. They couldn't be 15 or 16. So these are either 9, 5 or 9, 8. And that one is definitely a 9. And this one is 5 or 8. And that's forming a triple. That places 2 in box 1. And these are from 1, 3, 4. Now, if that was a 5, this can be 5, 8, 9. Otherwise, if that's an 8, I can take 3 of 5, 8, 9. Now that seems to leave quite a lot of possibilities. So I'm hoping to fall back onto Sudoku again at this point. 2, 7, 6, 9, 5, 8, 1, 3, 4. These 1s and 4s in the top 3 rows don't seem to get resolved quickly. 2, 6, 3, 7, 9. I don't know what to do next. I mean, there must be some Sudoku. There's a 2 in one of those cells. There's, what else? A 9. No, how are 9s going? There's a 9 in one of those 2. And there's a 9 in one of those 3. 9 can't be there or there. Does 9 have to be on this string? If it wasn't, they would add up to 8, 5, 4 at a maximum, which is 17, plus that is 26. This would need to be a 10. So there has to be a 9 on this segment of line, and we know where it goes, and that is helpful. That places 9 and 7 down there. That's 7, places 7 and 5 at the top. I must have all the 9s in, actually. I could probably have done that more simply. Anyway, how are we doing on 7s? They're probably all done. Yeah, 6s. Yeah, they're all done. Okay, let's look again. Well, let's look again at 8s. 8 is now definitely in one of those 2. Does it have to be on the line? If it wasn't, these could be 5, 4. We've got 18 of the 36 on the line. If they were 5, 4, that would have to be a 9, and it can't be. So 8 is also on this line in one of those positions. Now we're adding up to 26 in certain digits. We've got to get 10 in the others, which is either 5, 5 or 8, 2. So neither of these digits can be a 2, apparently, according to the P's. So that must be an 8, 5 pair, and we know the order. And that means this is a 5 rather than an 8 on this bit of the line down here. And I think all the split P lines are done now. Might as well carry on the colour scheme that I started and then forgot about halfway through. There we go. So this can't be an 8, it's a 5. That has placed 5 in that row. These are from 1, 4, 8 in this central box. There must be a, oh no, look, first of all, that 9 sorts out 9, 4. Now that is 1 or 4. These must include a 3 in one of them. 2 has to be in one of these cells. Oh, I keep looking for sort of shortcuts and not finding any. So I'm going to have to work through this still. 8, these are from 1, 2, 4, 5. Right, 3, that is its only place in column 4. That's the sort of shortcut I was after. 2 or 4, 1 or 2. This one can't be 8, so that's 8. Then this is 1, 2 or 4. This is 1 or 4. That's 1, 4 or 8. 5 has to be in one of these 2. 8, 6, 2, 7, 9. That is 3 or 4. Because of everything else being ruled out. 6, 2, 9, 7, 5. 5 is placed in box 6. So 5's in one of those cells and is an X-wing remaining. It was 8s that I was surprised I wasn't able to finish earlier. 8s go somewhere in these cells in their boxes, and I can't really do that. Okay, well, the surprise has turned to understanding. One of those is a 2 in the box, so that's not. Now that's a 1, 4 pair, and this is a 2, 5 pair. And that's leading to 2 X-wings over here. 8, 6, 2, 9. Okay, let's look at this column. 1, that is 4 or 8. These are from 1, 2, 4, 8. If I could rule that out from being a 3, I haven't missed any rules. I never actually ended up I mean, I think the work I did at the beginning made sure there would be 3 3s in the P's. Oh, that's a 2 4 8 triple, so that's a 3. Now that is going to be useful. That does place another 3 in the corner. Oh, Christmas 3. Oh, Christmas 3. We're very pleased to see thee. Right, this is a 1 4 5 possibility. Why aren't these getting resolved? That is 1 4 or 8. It can't be 4, so it's 1 or 8. I'm going to have to colour something here. This is very surprising indeed. Okay, let's colour 1s and 4s since there's so many of them at the top. Red and blue. Now, right, in this row, neither of those can be red. That was worth doing. I thought I'd chosen entirely the wrong thing, but I absolutely haven't. That's blue, now that's blue, now that's red. This is going to work. Now, this digit sees both red and blue, 1 and 4, so that must be the 5. That sorts out the 5-2 pair. That sorts out the last 2. That turns out to have been a very clever way of finishing off. And this must be blue, so that's an 8. That's going to sort out 2 and 8, 4, and now suddenly I get a colour. 1 is blue. Let's put those in. Red must be 4. And let's get rid of that colouring, which just did its job in the most marvellously efficient way, almost as though it was destined. 1 3 4. That's an 8. This is not 5 or 4. That's 1. That's 4. That's 3. And this is 4. And that is Erbsenzähler. And a very clever puzzle it is too. I hope you've had a go at that. That's fun. Thank you to Sudoku, always putting the joy in Sudoku, and Samu Piano, always dealing with Samu P's Arno now. And we'll be back with more Sudoku tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.